I was an aquatic biologist in a unit that we called the Division of Ecological Studies, and our responsibility was not so much the epidemiological effects on the workers, but it was what's happening in the river. We did a lot of in-stream analysis, how much kepone's in the water column, what are the potential impacts of that, how much kepone's in the sediment, and most importantly, what are the ketone concentrations in the fish for concerned with human consumption of fish tissue. So that was a lot of the work that we did was just the in-stream biological and chemical analysis. David Paylor, I guess my most recent title at the Department of Environmental Quality was as the director since about from 2006 to 2022. We had huge freezers, and we would collect fish from different parts of the river, especially the James River, and then all the way up in the bay, all the way up to the Maryland line. We probably were analyzing fish in 10 or 15 different areas along the river to keep track of where it was migrating to and to what degree it was migrating. The safe levels are set by the Food and Drug Administration, and they didn't really have any yet. And so there was a whole lot of working with the health department to make sure that we were being conservative and being safe. We had both recreational and at some point commercial fishing bans along parts of the river based on those concentrations. But we were seeing concentrations that were 3, 4, 5 times higher than what the health department was suggesting could be safe, which was the reason for the bans. But it was pretty catastrophic, especially for the commercial fishermen for quite a few years, because put them out of business for a while. Once the releases had stopped at the facility where it was being manufactured, basically as sedimentation came in and began to bury the ketone, then the ketone wasn't able to get up into the water column and thereby get into the fish tissue. Ketone, pretty long lasting, similar to some chemicals that we're worried about in the environment right now. It didn't break down, had a very long half-life. And so really, over time, we didn't lose, the ketone wasn't breaking down, it was just being covered up by other sediments. It would have been basically impossible to remove it. It had gone in the Hopewell area, and it had basically distributed all the way down the river. So there wasn't a single focal point area that you could get to that would make the recovery faster. It just would have been economically and probably biologically more harmful to try to remove all of that sediment than it was to just leave it there. So now I don't think there was ever really a time when we would look back and say, no, we should have done something different. And part of the problem was, by the time we became aware that it was an issue in the river, it had been being discharged for quite a while. So it was very well distributed in the James.
The public doesn't know that most of the ketone is still in the river.
It's still there. It's still there.
Do you have a number off the top of your head for how much was estimated to be in the sediment?
I don't.